Now, Donald Trump says Canada's move to recognize a Palestinian state threatens a US-Canada trade deal. In a post on his social network, Truth Social, the president wrote, "Wow, Canada has just announced that it's backing statehood for Palestine. That will make it very hard for us to make a trade deal with them. Oh, Canada," he writes. Canada is the third Western power to make the announcement in the past week, joining Britain and France, although it's the first of those three to place explicit conditions on both the Palestinian Authority and Hamas. The Prime Minister, Mark Carney, said the dramatic policy shift would happen in September, as long as the Palestinian Authority carried out democratic reforms and held elections without Hamas. Israel has condemned the moves, calling them a reward for terrorism. Here's Canada's Prime Minister making the announcement.
That Hamas must disarm and that Hamas must play no role in the future governance of Palestine. Canada will always steadfastly support Israel's existence as an independent state in the Middle East, living in peace and security. Any path to lasting peace for Israel also requires a viable and stable Palestinian state, and one that recognizes Israel's inalienable right to security and peace.
Our North America correspondent David Willis sent this update on Mr. Carney's plans.
Well, this move increases the growing international pressure on Israel, which the Canadian government believes has allowed a catastrophic situation, as it puts it, to unfold in Gaza. And that situation has now prompted Canada's Prime Minister, Mark Carney, to declare that Canada will recognise Palestinian statehood at the forthcoming United Nations General Assembly meeting, which is due to take place in September, making Canada the third major economy within a week to make such a declaration. Now, Mr. Carney made clear that the decision was fueled by Israel's actions and the suffering and starvation of people in Gaza, which he said was eroding the prospect of a two-state solution literally before our eyes. Now, Canada's recognition is conditional, however, on the Palestinian Authority instituting democratic reforms and holding elections next year in which Hamas is not a part. Now, France announced last week that it was recognizing Palestinian statehood, and Britain has since threatened to do the same if Israel doesn't negotiate a ceasefire between now and that United Nations General Assembly meeting in September. Well, Israel has condemned the Canadian government's announcement, saying that it was part of a campaign, as it put it, of international pressure. And President Trump isn't in favour either. He said any such recognition of Palestinian statehood, as he put it, played into the hands of Hamas.